Hello, infidels. Why fight for the culture? A Catholic view. That's my topic today. I'm gonna go right to what the church teaches about judgment. I mean, we should fight for the culture because it's the right thing to do. But there is a teaching in the church that I want to share with you. It's very important. Very, very important. And we know as Christians, as Catholics, and many Protestants believe that there's going to be an individual accountability of our lives to God. We're going to have to give an account. We're moral beings, we have a conscience. And in some way, somehow, we don't exactly know how it's going to happen, but we're going to have to give an account. I mean, who is God? You got billions of people on the planet and, of course, lived before us. How does God... who is this God? Well, he knows every thought and the motive of every person. You got to be kidding me. But that's why he's God, right? And he can figure all that stuff out. There is a teaching in the church about individual accountability with our lives. Doesn't mean we shouldn't enjoy life, enjoy all the legitimate pleasures of God. It could be part of judgment that God could ask us, why didn't you enjoy all the blessings more that I gave you? Enjoy God's legitimate blessing. There's some illegitimate things. Usually it's the abuse of legitimate things is where we get into trouble. But I'm sharing more, not so much an individual judgment, but a corporate, a judgment of societies, a judgment, yes, of nations. Jesus said it will be more tolerable in the day of judgment for Sodom and Gomorrah than for you, because, here I am, Christ has come, and you guys don't even pay me any attention. Indifference. Indifference. Not so much hatred of God, but indifference of God could be, our greatest sin. But there are these clues in Scripture, and it's kind of scary but you have the individual judgment, but you have the corporal judgment. So, why should we fight? We got to fight for the culture. We can't give the culture over to people that want to, go away from God and Christianity. Now, there's freedom of religion, and we can't push one religion over the other in politics and stuff like that, because there has to be freedom of religion, and we're a multicultural society. Don't get me wrong. We don't want to do that. There's religious freedom in the church, actually, towards nations, but also our Constitution. But at the same time, each nation's going to be judged for the light they've been given, and obviously we've been given a lot of light. So we got to be salt and light, and we got to fight for our culture. We can't have the attitude. It's a wrong attitude for Christians to say, "Oh, let the culture go to pot. I don't care. I'm just going to follow Jesus." No, you gotta get in there in the culture. Now, there's a great example, and I'll finish with this. There's a movie called On the Waterfront, and it's a famous movie. Marlon Brando, he's the guy on the wrong side of the track. He's a boxer, and they make him take a fall. He loses a fight, but he's this upcoming boxer, and corruption's there. You got the mob, the unions, and of course he falls in love with the perfect girl. He's from the wrong side of the track, but she's attracted to this guy, and it's a great movie. But there's a priest in that movie, played by Karl Malden, I think. Same guy that played Streets of San Francisco with Michael Douglas. But Malden is this priest. He's like on the docks with all the workers. Like, he's standing in there telling them that you guys, you got to do the right thing. And he's challenging the mob, and he's taking hits and throwing things at him. He's like preaching a sermon saying, Christ is here on the docks with us. We got to do the right thing. Don't let the mob, take take this union over. You know, you guys got to fight for your rights. He's right there. He's not, you know, hiding in the church, although it's good for priests to be in the church because they give the Eucharist. Don't get me wrong, but he's in the culture and he's fighting. He's fighting as a salt of the earth so that you know, the culture doesn't go down the tubes. Because guess what? Scripture does teach, gives clues, and the church teaches that there is an individual judgment and a corporal judgment. So we got to be involved in every issue, every sanctifying the world for Christ as best we can. We got to be in there. If it's cancel culture, we got to give our opinion. They may not like it, but you know, our opinion according to our conscience to God and what the church teaches, we got to get in there and fight. We got to be in sports. We got to be in entertainment. We got to be in politics. We got to be standing just like that priest, you know, on the waterfront. Because we are going to give an account for our country. Don't let them have this country, the ungodly. And it doesn't mean everything they say, well, this cancel culture is wrong, because some of it is based on truth. But the question is, does it go too far? And that's where we got to come in with the salt of the earth. And even the former president there, Barack Obama, even him, with as progressive and left as he is, even he says this cancel culture is going too far. I saw him in an interview. So we got to fight. We got to stand. Remember Bob Marley, stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. And don't give up the fight. Yeah, get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Yeah, get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Yeah, I wish I knew the words but the point is, man, you got to fight. You got to fight for your rights. And we got to remember, we're going to, you know, God may ask us and say, why didn't you fight more to do the right thing? Like that priest on the waterfront. Why were you so passive? But it's great, sometimes it's good to be passive and to pray, separate yourself from prayer, but then we got to get in there and fight, because all of us have to give an account. And we got to love people enough in our culture and the world enough to say, hey guys, you're doing good here, but you're doing a little something wrong here. Let me help. Let me bring the salt. We got to love each other while we're doing this. Any comment to get in there and bring Christ into the culture. God bless you. Like and subscribe.